What's up, sarsaparillas? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, guys, to another Love Island review. Before I get into the video, guys, I'm just gonna ask you guys to give the video a thumbs up as per usual. Yes, and if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome. Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get updated every single time I upload a new video. So guys, I don't know how to feel about, I want to be happy. Let me just make this clear. I want to be happy for Jess and Sammy. I really do. I really want to be happy for her because I know this is what she's always wanted. I know she just wanted to be Sammy's priority. Do you know what I mean? She's happy. It's a big moment. He's asked her to be, well, let me start there. Technically, he hasn't asked her to be his girlfriend. The Islanders has asked her to be his girlfriend. Can we just kind of like think about that for a moment? Because I think what he should have done after they asked her to be his girlfriend was to just repeat that to her and say, you know, will you be my girlfriend? Because technically he didn't ask her, right? So let's stick a pin right there. But anyways, it's a big moment. It's a big moment. It's a big deal. And I know she's happy. She's over the moon. But I just don't know, because I honestly don't feel it. I don't think Sammy's the right person for her. And people can change and people can mature. Do you know what I'm saying? And people grow, you know. So maybe what he felt before was just confusion. And it took him a while to probably, you know, figure out that all he wanted was Jess. Maybe that is the situation and maybe we're judging him wrongly. And if that's the case, well, I hold my hand up and I say, sorry, I apologize. But I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't think that I just don't think that he's right for her. But I don't know, what can I say? Congratulations, right? Congratulations. And I really hope that they progress and they, you know, they prove us all wrong. You know, they come out, you know, at the villa and they prove us all wrong and they stick together. Just same way like Molly May and what's his name, you know, people were saying that they weren't gonna work on the outside, and look at them now. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just never know. Molly May and Tommy beat the odds, right? So maybe Sammy and Jess could follow in the same footstep. I really don't know, but I just don't know. I feel like for me personally, it's coming to crunch time and Sammy wants to make his mark. You see how happy he is, the fact that they weren't in the bottom three, and he kept saying it like, you know, the viewers are finally seeing that we you know, we work. But does he really believe that they work? Or is he trying to do it to feed us, the viewers, something for us to say, you know what, they're good together. Do you know what I mean? They're a good couple. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know, guys. I'm not convinced. But comment down below and let me know what you think about the whole situation. But me personally, you know, like I said, I want to be happy for her and I'm going to say congratulations. But I am just not convinced about that whole situation. I feel like Sammy is just playing up to the game. And I expect it. I expect the fact that Ty has now said the I love you thing. And I know a lot of the other guys will start to follow suit and try to, you know, go exclusive, make, you know, the girls their girlfriends, say I love you. You know, it's expected. It's kind of like a domino effect. From one say it, the other ones will say it, because everybody's going to want to upgrade, or, you know what I mean? Or just kind of like take it to the next level and try to outdo the other person. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Comment down below, let me know what you think about the Jess and the Sammy situation. Anyways, guys, while I'm on Jess, I just want to say I cannot trust Jess and Molly to be my friends. Not being funny. It was Jess in the same breath saying to Whitney, do you think that Ella was jealous of you because you were voted like the favorite couple? In that same breath, it was Jess that was kind of bringing a little bit of attitude to Ella when Ella and Ty sat, you know, across and didn't sat with them. And then, you know, when Ella started to cry, Jess and Molly goes over, and it's almost like they're trying to kind of gang up against Whitney. And Molly's like, oh, well, I completely agree with everything that you're saying. Molly, you agree with everything. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't even have a bloody backbone. You agree with everything. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like, I'm not being funny, in that situation, me as a friend, if both the girls are my friends, I'm going to stay neutral. It's a fact. I'm staying neutral. I'm going to say, listen, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were stubborn. You shouldn't have said that. You hurt her feelings. You hurt her feelings. You're not listening. She's not listening. And, you know, leave them to sort it out. But you do not try to go in that situation to take sides and try to, like, you know, kind of like go against the other person. For me, those are people that you want to be wary of. And I did not like that with Jess, and I did not like that with Molly. But anyways, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Ella and the Whitney situation. So obviously, you know, it's not nice to watch. It's not nice to watch two girls, you know, two black girls as well, our black queens, ganging up against each other. I don't like it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I said, I stick to it. It's the producer's fault. They're trying to do this. It's all pre-planned and they know what they're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, fair enough. They try to arrange the date for the girls to try and hash things out. But here's the problem. I think both Ella and Whitney are very stubborn individuals. They're very stubborn. They're very spicy and they're very strong individually, right? The issue is, Ella, she's not listening to Whitney. She doesn't give Whitney a chance to speak. She cuts in. She's very passionate. Obviously, she's very emotional. So she chops in every single time Whitney gets to speak. Whitney, on the other hand, she's not listening to what Ella is saying. It could be because Ella keeps cutting her off and she can't get to say what she wants to say. But the fact is, none of those two ladies were listening to a word each other was saying. Ella was saying, "You hurt my feelings." Whitney was saying, "Yes, but you hurt my feelings because you said this and I felt like you felt this all along, but you wanted to use it in a challenge." None of them was listening to each other and they kept going round and round in circles. You know what? At that point, I felt like they made the right decision to just go back to the villa because they weren't getting anywhere. They weren't resolving any issues. But you know what it is? I feel like Whitney being headstrong, she is really headstrong, right? But what I like about her is that she can reflect. Do you know what I mean? She reflects and realize what she's done wrong in the situation. Yes, she's not perfect. None of them are perfect. Ella is not perfect either. Do you know what I'm saying? But I feel like she reflected and it was nice to see, you know, when she saw that Ella was looking a bit down and looking a bit sad, that she reached out and hugged her. I quite like that because I felt to myself, do you know what? It's not nice to see two girls just up against each other like that, especially when they've been so close for the whole time, to now just be pitched against each other. So I really felt nice about that when she walked up to her and hugged her. Do you know what I'm saying? And even then, it was still like an awkward moment, but I'm glad that they, in the end, that, you know, Whitney pulled her over again and said, "Listen, let's talk about it. Let's be honest," and moved on. And I'm glad, you know what it is? Her opinion is her opinion. If she feels like Ella is selfish, Ella is selfish. But let me tell you, and like she said, being selfish does not make you a bad person. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, because here's the thing. You have to be selfish in life, otherwise people will walk all over you, right? So being selfish is not always a bad thing. And I'm glad that she explained to her and said, "Listen, I must stick to it because that's how I felt in that moment and that's what I do feel, but it doesn't take from your character and you being a nice person." And I'm glad that Ella was able to say how she felt about the situation as well, to say, "Listen, when you said that, that really hurt me. And obviously, as my friend, I felt let down about the situation." So I'm glad that they were both able to kind of like say how they felt and kind of squash it and move on from it. Do you know what I'm saying? What I want to say though is that this whole thing is it's so annoying because the Ella supporters and the Whitney supporters, listen, we can be Team Whitney, we can be Team Ella. We do not need, right? We do not need to take it to unnecessary levels where we're being rude, we're being, do you know what I mean, disrespectful. You know, we're bringing in all these unnecessary comments, trying to drag each girl down. At the end of the day, we have our opinions and we probably can agree to disagree most of the time. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't have to agree with each other on every single point, but there's no need to go about it in any nasty way. These people are real people with real emotions. They have to leave this villa and come out and face the rest of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Some of the comments that people be saying is ridiculous. Some of the mean things that people are saying is ridiculous. And at the end of the day, now I'm looking at it. So you were saying bad thing about Whitney and you were saying bad thing about Ella. But what's happening now when they're both now, the two people in the main situation, the main issue, have now resolved their conflict? What now? What now for you? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes as viewers, we take things too far and we don't know when to draw the line. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like it's probably the control that we feel like we have in our hands, the power in our hands, when we can, you know, remove somebody from the villa, or we can do this and we can do that. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is, in this world where all these things are happening, just choose to be nice. right? We can voice our opinion, but we do not need to drag these girls down at any point, regardless of the disagreement that they have, whether or not we like their character, whether or not we like how they approach situations, whether or not we like how they deal with things, because we have to remember that we are all different people. We handle each situations differently, okay? So let's not be mean, let's not be rude, okay? And this goes for all of us as viewers, because at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes we make such a big problem. We did it with the Catherine situation and Scott situation, and they made up, but yet still we all hated Catherine for it. Why? For what reason? Do you see what I'm saying? So anyways, guys, let me not go on with this and finish my rant. But it was pleasing for me to see that these girls have, you know, decided to come together and be adults and be mature in the situation and realize that they actually do have a friendship and stop being stubborn. They were stubborn to begin with, but at the end of the day, you know, they've come to this kind of agreement or resolution, and I love it. I love this for them. Anyway, the Scott and Abby situation. Obviously, Abby is now saying to Whitney, well, she's not just saying to Whitney and Locken, she's saying it to Sammy and the other girls that she just feel like, you know, there's no interest from Scott, right? And even the boys, you know, you see where Ty and Sammy saying, listen, this is what we feel. We feel like you're not showing any interest. Even Locken was saying to him, listen, you're wasting her time. If you're not into it, lock it off. Do you know what I'm saying? And Scott keeps saying that he's into to Abby, but you can't see it. And I know people move at a different pace, but you cannot see it. I mean, at first, I felt like they had more chemistry with the whole Mitch situation when he tried to barge in there, when he said he wanted to get to know her. And perhaps what happened was he wanted to get to know her at that point, but then because she said no, and now he probably feel like, okay, you're single and Mitch has gone with Ella B. Now you want to run back to me. I feel like even though he's just not interested, he's probably saying, you know what, at the end of the day, I still don't want to be single at the end of the day, but I'm not going to take this situation seriously. I feel like that could be what is going on with Scott, because his body language is not showing that he wants her. But at the same time, I can tell from Abby, just the way that she is. Abby's somebody who probably wears her heart on her sleeve. She's a bit much and she can come across a bit obsessive. I think when she likes you, she zones in and then she likes you. And sometimes, you know, the level of like attention or the level of, you know what I mean, emotion from her can be a bit overwhelming. And I wonder if that's what is slightly putting him off. It could just be, you know what I'm saying? I feel like she comes across as somebody who's just desperate for that love and that companionship, you know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because at the end of the day, we all want companionship, you know, but I think sometimes some people find things a bit overwhelming, especially if your love language is completely different from the other person, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel kind of sorry for her, you know, tonight, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in a situation, nobody wants to be in a situation where they feel like, you know, that the person that they're into doesn't want them. You know, she already felt rejected with the Mitch situation. So to now feel like she's, you know, not wanted by Scott, that can have an effect on somebody. And I really hope that it doesn't like mess with a self-confidence and a self-esteem, because like I said, it's real life. You know, for us, it's entertainment, but it's her real life. And this is something that is going to stick with her even after the villa. So I'm really hoping that, you know, if Scott is actually into her, if he's really into her, he needs to just like show it. If he's not, he needs to leave her alone. Me personally, I don't think he's into her. And honestly, the fact that she keeps comparing him to Mitch, it just shows that she really, really liked Mitch. She's really into Mitch. And to be honest with you, I felt like Abby and Mitch would have been a really good couple, but it's just unfortunate the way things turned out and the way it ended. She was saying last night that she would have never gone near him with the barge pole. Realistically, we knew that was a lie. That is coming from a hurt place, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, when you're hurt, you're entitled to feel what you're feeling and say the stuff that you want to say in that sense, because sometimes you actually do believe it. You actually do believe it sometimes, you know? So, I don't know. I just really hope that something work out for her. I don't know if anybody's going to go in at this point now, because obviously we see in Sunday night's show where, you know, they're starting to meet the family. So, it's like, is it not too late for this? Guys, what is this? Guys, it's a moth. Like, what's he doing? Trying to be a part of the video or something. But anyways, guys, so yes, I feel like it's probably a bit late now. I don't think anybody else is going to go in. So, sooner or later, I feel like they're going to be voted out. Mitch and Abby seem to be getting on as well. So, you know, I don't know, but still not convincing. We do feel like, well, I still feel like that's a convenient ship. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Obviously Jess asked Whitney about how she feels about Locken. She feels like Locken is just perfect in every single way for her, and he's the man that she wanted. Obviously she's kind of worried at the same time because she feels like, is this too good to be true? You know, sometimes we feel like that, especially when we meet somebody and we really like that person, and that person have all the qualities that we hope and pray for. You sometimes have to ask yourself, is this too good to be true? And sometimes we can sabotage ourselves by not believing this. You know what I mean? So I really hope that she doesn't allow that, because you can tell that she likes him and you can tell that he likes her at the same time as well. So I just want them to go with the flow, not to put any pressure on themselves, and just let it continue to be natural, right? And just not put any pressure of being in the villa or being exclusive or anything like that, you know? So I do feel like they have something, and I just feel like if they continue in the way that they're going, then things will be good for them. I hope, like I said, now, guys, now that we see that the girls have made up, I hope that this rubbish, this foolishness amongst us viewers, you know, we squash it. I really hope that we squash it now and just be fair to both the girls at this point, okay? So there was some comments that Ty made about Whitney, like saying that Whitney, throughout the conversation with the girls, that he felt like Whitney would say stuff like to make it look like he's a bad boy or whatever. I don't think so. I feel like the conversation that Whitney normally has with Ella is just saying, listen, stand your ground, say how you feel, blah, blah, blah. Remember, Whitney was the one that literally when Ty was acting a fool, and she said, listen, you got to fix up. You're going to scare her away. You're going to push her away if you continue doing stuff like this. You got to fix up. And even when he was talking about how he felt, she was the one that said, listen, go and tell her. So at the end of the day, I don't feel that that's actually true. And even you hear Ella herself say, listen, you've always been there for me, supporting me all the way through, and I've been the same with you and Locken. So I don't think that is true. Sometimes I feel like Ty, maybe sometimes he will take things personal as well. You know what I mean? But then again, we're all human beings. But I feel like he will take things personal as well. And let me just say, I love Ty to bits, but Ty is saying that Whitney likes to give, but she can't take. Listen, Ty and Whitney are very much so similar. They're literally so similar, because Ty likes to give it and he can't keep. Let's not forget when Mitch was making that comment about Ella B, how he kept telling Mitch to mind his business, but yet still he has a comment to say on every single thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we're all entitled to our opinion. But for me, fair is fair. If you're going to say that she always have to be involved in stuff and she always has to voice her opinion, you have to also acknowledge that you are very similar in that way as well. But anyways, guys, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in this review, so I'm not going to keep going back and forth. But if you haven't yet thumbs up the video, go ahead and thumbs up the video. And if you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get updated every single time I upload a new video. But anyways, guys, comment down below, let me know what you think of tonight's episode. I am happy that Whitney and Ella have sorted out what they're going through. I am happy about that. And I am happy for the role that Tyreek and Locken played in it as well. Like, obviously, their way of supporting the girls is similar in some ways and different in some ways. Obviously, they both said stand your ground, and Tyreek was saying, listen to Ella, like, say what you gotta say, be you, stand your ground, whatever. And when she came back, he was like, you know, did you make me proud or whatever? But at the end of the day, that's his way of supporting his girlfriend, and that's what it is. So let's not make too much of a big deal about that. Locken has his way as well of supporting Whitney. And, you know, they're two beautiful couples. They're happy in their couples, and now they're back on track as friends. So, you know, happy days. But anyways, guys, I will see y'all in Sundays. Look at this. Guys, you see this moth trying to beat in my video? Sure. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all in Sunday's review. But for now, keep it sassy, delicious.